Hello everyone, Justin here, and today I'd like to show you how to draw eyes quite easily. But let's go ahead and look at the basic anatomy of an eyeball and the eye. So what we have is the eyeball, and covering the eyeball are the structures around the orbit, and what we have here are the upper and lower eyelids. Okay, roughly. And in the eyeball, of course, we've got the iris, which is the colored part of the eye, and generally it's gonna be hidden at the upper part by the upper eyelid, and so that part's gonna be hidden. Additionally, the eyelid has a certain thickness, so let's just go ahead and cut another line right here and another line for the bottom, like right there. And of course we've got the pupil right here. Now when this eyeball turns, or the head turns, we're gonna look at this a little bit differently. So let's go ahead and draw the eyeball again, and now the iris and the pupil will be pointed off to the left here, and we've got the upper eyelid and we've got the lower eyelid. And like I said, it's got some thickness, so now from the 3/4 view you can see a little bit better how there's some thickness to this lower eyelid, and here's the outer contour of it. And we'll do the same with the upper eyelid. Here's the thickness of it going out, and it curves around. See how it kind of wraps around the eyeball. And now we've got the upper eyelid, and we've got a little bit of a fold here. And that's basically what we're drawing. We're drawing an iris with a pupil, and the upper part of the iris is generally hidden by the upper eyelid. So let's look at a simplistic eye. And a pupil. So then what we're going to do is draw the upper eyelid, and it's just going to be a curved line, and this is going to have some thickness. So generally when we're drawing these eyes, you're not really going to see the thickness right there, but instead it'll be dark with say an eyeliner, and this just makes it a little bit more graphic. And we're going to have a highlight. Let's draw a highlight right here on the upper right, as well as another highlight here on the left. The pupil will be dark, of course it'll be black, except for the highlight, which may or may not cover part of it. So let's just darken that. Now there will also be a cast shadow from the thickness of the upper eyelid onto the iris. So let's go ahead and make this part dark right here. And then of course the iris will have some color, so we'll color that by just drawing these radiating lines coming from the center out. You can either draw separate lines or just kind of go back and forth like I'm doing here. And you can also make it a little bit darker here at the edges. So next we can draw the outer part. The nose would be here, by the way. So let's go ahead and draw like an outer part for the eye here, and go ahead and start indicating a couple simplistic eyelashes, thicker at the base, and don't make these too even and regular. Maybe these are a little bit thicker here, and then maybe short right there. Okay, so we have this fold generally of the upper eyelid. So let's go ahead and just draw a thin line, and it's gonna start curving this way, because remember this is a ball, so there's gonna be a shape that kind of goes down this way. So now we can kind of lightly indicate the lower eyelid with just a thin line. You don't want to draw too much attention to that, and maybe perhaps add a couple thin eyelashes here at the bottom as well. So next, let's draw a graphic representation of a 3/4 eye based on this sketch right here. So again, what we're going to draw is the oval of the iris, just like here, and then the pupil right here, and add a big highlight right there. So now we've got the upper eyelid, and we're just going to go a little bit past that iris and go out to the side, and just like here, we'll go ahead and darken that and make that a little bit thicker. And add a couple simple eyelashes here towards the end. And let's go work on the pupil, make that really dark, and start darkening the iris. Again, I'm gonna just go ahead and use radiating lines, add a little bit of shadow there at the top and the edges, darker tones, and then just a slight indication of the lower eyelid. Okay, add maybe a couple eyelash lines here, and then again add the upper fold and just a thin line, just like that, and that's pretty much it. So this is more or less realistic, although it's a bit graphic. We'll work on drawing some manga style, comic style eyes in the next video. Hey, thanks a lot for watching, and I hope you found this useful. Thanks, and have a great day.